Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking into the disappearance of Garrett Alexander Bardsley. Went missing from Cuberant Lake, Utah. Oh, forgive me if I didn't pronounce some of that right. He went missing August 20th, 2004. He was 12 years old, 5 foot tall, and 105 pounds. He was last seen at about 8 in the morning. And you can pause this and read it if you want to. He was fishing with his father. His feet got wet, so he started to walk back to the campsite to change his shoes. Which means he may have taken his wet socks off. He never arrived at the campsite. He's no longer wearing braces as shown in his photo, but he has a small gap between his front teeth. He was last seen wearing red sweatpants, a t-shirt, a black hooded sweatshirt, and Converse tennis shoes. If you have any information at all, please contact authorities and let them know. Even if somebody was drinking and talking over the years, you're not sure if it's true, it's hearsay, any information that you have, please contact authorities and let them decide what's important and what's not important. And so here's a photo of him. And here's the Doe Network and what it says. It says 5 foot tall, 105 pounds, light brown shoulder length hair. Hazel eyes, no longer wearing braces. I had a fishing pole with him. They were camping with 18 scouts and 6 or 7 adults beginning Thursday, August 19th, and had planned to leave on Saturday. He had managed to get his pants, socks, and shoes soaked with water while fishing, and he told his father he wanted to walk back to camp to change as he felt uncomfortable in wet clothes. He told his father he wouldn't be long and he would be back to the lake soon to try and land a fish for breakfast. The rest of their Boy Scout group was camped just up the hill. The campsite was on a well-established path that connected with a road another quarter-mile away. Him and his father had walked the trail several times before, so his father let him head back to the campsite alone while he continued to fish. He kept his eyes on his son as the son walked around the lake. He even shouted directions, reminding his son which path would lead him straight back to camp. After about 20 minutes or so, his father wondered what was taking him so long to get back, and he decided to return to the campsite to see what happened. On his way back, he thought he heard someone call Dad. But after stopping and looking around, he didn't notice anyone and continued on. When he arrived at the campsite, his son was nowhere to be found, and none of the other Boy Scouts had seen him at the camp. A huge search of the area with hundreds of official and unofficial searchers turned up nothing except for one of Bardsley's Nike socks, a half a mile away from the spot where he disappeared in a granite boulder field. The sock appeared to have been taken off of a wet foot and wadded up. Because of where the sock was found, the county sheriff's office said it would be in line with the assumption that Bardsley had sought shelter in the cold weather, maybe by going into the boulder field for a crevice or outcropping. The mountainous terrain meant that the temperature dropped to around 18 degrees the night he disappeared. Bardsley had no provisions or backpack. The ice fishing pole he was carrying when he left his father was never located. The official search for Bardsley was called after 9 days. A 3-mile radius in the rugged mountains from where he was last seen was thoroughly searched. After the official search was over, the family and many dedicated friends and volunteers continued search efforts, returning at least 2 or 3 times each week until October. Further searches happened after the winter of 2004, but turned up nothing. There's the Charlie Project, and what it has to say: reversible Nike sweatpants, one side red silky fabric with a black-white stripe on the legs, and other black mesh with red-white stripe on the legs. A white t-shirt, possibly with writing on it, red Nike ankle socks, and white Converse sneakers with a black or navy colored star on the sides, size between 6 and 8. Photograph above shows Garrett wearing braces, but he no longer had them at the time of his disappearance, and his hair was much longer down to his shoulders. He has a small gap between his two upper front teeth and a birthmark on his right forearm. Last seen at 8 a.m. at Cuberant Lake in the Uinta Mountains. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Of Summit County, Utah. He was fishing with his father. They were on a trip with the Garrett's Boy Scout troop. His feet got wet. He went back to his campsite. It was only 150 yards away, and he changed his shoes. He never arrived at the campsite and has never been heard from again. He was not carrying a backpack or any food. An extensive search turned up no clues. A Nike ankle sock was found in a field of boulders half a mile from where he was last seen. Garrett's mother said the sock was Garrett's, but one of the searchers claimed it was his own. That doesn't make any sense. I could see Garrett taking off his wet sock, but I don't see a searcher doing it, but I don't know. The area where Garrett disappeared was very rough terrain. The day he vanished, the temperature was near freezing, and it rained and hailed. Garrett has passed wilderness training courses offered by the Park Council. Police say there is no evidence that he was abducted. They believe he became lost on the way back to the campsite and died of exposure. Yeah. I don't know about that. Here's some John Does, but they're really far away, so I don't know. We have this one that was found. He was found in 2009. He was 5'2", 12 to 20 years old, all the way in Florida. Here's some images. And white, Caucasian, Hispanic, Latino, found in Florida in a wooded area. Talks about the clothes that he was wearing. This one was found in Sells, Arizona. He was 11 to 14 years old. Body found June of 2006, age 11 to 14 years old. Cranium found on fence post by rancher. Unknown hair color. (11 to 14). Estimated year of death 2005. This one, it says male, Hispanic, Latino, ages 14 to 18. Estimated year of death 2005. Found in Stanfield, Arizona. In a remote desert area. Brown hair. So those are the John Does that I could find. And I'm guessing that when his dad heard him call out to him, he was calling out to him, but I don't know. That's such a bummer. You know, it's really sad that it happened. Such a young child. Anyway, if you have any information at all, whether you feel like it's hearsay, whether you feel like you don't know if it's true, any information that you think could help the authorities with the case, you should give them to them, and you should let them decide what's relevant and what's important and what will help him and what won't. And don't forget to pray for his loved ones and his family. Please feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.